Hey everybody, how's it going? So I want to talk to you guys today. Today's the day after Christmas. I want to talk to you about a link that was shared to me by a wonderful sister that I've been talking with. I have the privilege of building a Christian relationship and friendship with, and a bond, a familial bond, because she's a member of the body of the church, and so am I. So that is my sister. And anyhow, she sent me this video. It was an awesome video talking about the origins of Christmas and the paganistic etymology behind it. So first off, I want you to know that this video is not going to be telling you to stop celebrating Christmas. I'm not going to be pointing fingers and be like, you're a pagan. I'm not doing any of that, right? I'm going to tell you the truth behind it, because I like to try to be dead center and just be honest and be truthful with it. What I want you to know is that behind me, this purple burlap is being used for good right now. This wooden cross is being used for good. This metal wiry makeshift crown I made is being used for good. This purple material is being used for good. And it can just as easily be used for evil. But it's not. I'm using it for good. And I want you to know that everything that has been created in this world, everything, from the videos that I'm making right now, the phone I'm using, the cords attached to it, the microphone, the everything in this world originally came from the purity of God's earth. It all came from God's earth. It all came from the natural resources. Everything originates from natural resources, right? You can't just develop something out of thin air, okay? The curtains don't come out of thin air. Picture frames don't come out of thin air. Money doesn't come out of thin air. Metal for lamps and lighting doesn't come out of thin air. The glass doesn't, nothing comes out of thin air. It's originally created, down to the very basic first initial ingredient, always comes from God's earth. Everything that's gone on God's earth at some point has been used for something pagan or something ill, something wicked. But what God gives us is the ability to purify. And that's what's important. God gives us the ability to purify things that have once been defiled. Look at the Sister Mary, who had 7 demons, who was going to be stoned to death, but yet she was made clean. Her sins taken away from her. Look at those who touched dead bodies back in the Old Testament. They had a phase, they had a period in which they weren't allowed to touch things or people, and they were considered dirty, and they had certain things that they had to do. They were unclean. There were certain things they had to do before they could be considered clean again. There was a purification process of taking those things which are wicked or things that are evil and making them good again. We do it today with COVID-19. We lock you into a room for 14 days where you're not allowed to be around anybody who doesn't have it, because we don't want you to give the wickedness or the disease to anybody else, and you're locked down for 14 days. And then after 14 days, you get tested again. Then after your test comes back, boom, you can be around people. You are purified and you are good to go, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that God takes the things that are meant for evil and He uses them for good. And we should follow in that path. Yes, there are many things in the Christmas traditions that are based off of pagan rituals. The use of holly, the use of mistletoe, the Yule logs, the stocking. So many different things that we do, that we did, are based off of pagan rituals. I'll be honest with you. They really are. But if you're not doing the pagan ritual, is that thing pagan? For instance, let me ask you this question. I have a car out here. It's a Lincoln. And I'm driving around a Lincoln. Is that immoral? No, I'm driving my car around. But you know how many drug dealers, gangbangers, pimps, and nefarious people drove around Lincolns? See, the driving around in Lincoln doesn't make you a bad person. It's the acts that you do with it. If you have mistletoe hanging in your house, does that mean that you're a pagan? No, it doesn't. But if you have mistletoe in your house and a woman walks under it, and the rule in your house is if a woman walks underneath it, that they are not allowed to fight back no matter what you try to do to them, then you might be practicing some form of paganism. Okay, that's kind of... But do you see what I'm getting at? Right? It's about what you're doing with things. It's not so much about the origin of them. Because every single thing that we have in this world, every single thing that we have in this world has been used in one way or the other for evil and for wickedness. And if we were to use that past wickedness to tell us that we can't use that, then we would not have any resource. I wouldn't be able to wear this shirt. You know how many people who have worn shirts have committed murders and rapes and bank robberies? So, I'd have to take this shirt. I couldn't wear this hat. You know how many people wear hats that are doing things that they're not supposed to do? So I couldn't wear this hat. I couldn't drive my car because cars have been used in drive-bys. It's silly. Really is what it is. It's silly. I think what happens, I'll be honest with you, this is just my opinion. I think what happens is people will learn these things and they have an issue with what they consider to be religion, or they have a problem with what they consider to be Christians or Christianity, and they attack us with it. And you know what? I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to debate with them because that's fruitless. What I'm trying to get at is we do need to educate ourselves on this information. And instead, what we should be doing is saying, hey, have you seen this? Did you know that this is where St. Nicholas comes from? Did you know that this is where the concept of the reindeers really came from? Did you know that Christmas was actually outlawed by the Puritans? Like, all these different things, right? Because we don't know. It'd be nice to know this, right? That's why I'm going to share down below in the comments a link to that video that the sister sent me. But what I want you to know is that we should be taking what the enemy meant for evil and using it for good, because I want you to know what the enemy does. The enemy takes what's meant to be good and tries to twist it into evil and wickedness. So, this year, Christmas has been a little bit different for me. At the beginning of the year, I kind of felt, after last Christmas in 2019, I kind of felt like there was going to be something different that's going to happen this year at Christmas. And a lot happened throughout 2020 that I'm truly, truly blessed to have taken place in my personal life and in my personal walk. And so this year, my Christmas was made a little bit different, where I was given a break from the role of dad. And my daughter's mother has my daughter for Christmas. And it left me free and open. And immediately, from the moment I knew that I was going to be alone for Christmas, I knew that I wasn't going to be alone, that I was going to go spend Christmas elsewhere, that God had a mission for me. And He did. And I went to go provide services to others. And it was a blessing. It was amazing. And I love it. I love when I get to serve other people, especially on a day like Christmas when they don't need to be known. They need to know that they're not forgotten, that they are loved. And my walk between me and Jesus is what dictates what happens on Christmas. My walk with Jesus dictates what happens on New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, every holiday, Thanksgiving, every holiday, every day, period, every day is dictated by my relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's what matters. Because if you focus on Jesus Christ, no matter what things get brought into your way, you take any evil, pagan, or otherwise wicked thing that comes your way, you take it and you make it a blessing for goodness, for righteousness, for the name of Jesus Christ. But we do need to know these things. We do need to know these things. Do you know why we light lights around our house? The video will explain it. I light it for a completely different reason. Just because I put lights around my house doesn't mean that I do it for the same reason that the Scandinavians did it. Right? So, I just want you guys to know, man, I would never tell you not to celebrate a holiday. I do think that you should educate yourself on what that holiday was and what the origins of it are. And if you don't, you don't. But make it about your walk with Christ, because that's what really matters, you guys. We should know our history so we can pay attention and make sure it doesn't come back again. We don't let it repeat itself. But Merry Christmas, you guys. Merry Christmas. Because what it's really about is the birth of Jesus. Whether it was September 29th or December 25th. However you see it. What matters is that Jesus was born for you and I. That he would come and he would redeem us. That through his death we shall really live. See, that's what really matters. We should know that. Our children should know that. The gifts come, they're something else. They're something extra, but they're not, that's not the focus. The focus should be on God. The focus should be on Jesus. The focus should be on serving others, especially on the day that celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. We should be celebrating his birth regardless of what day we try to stick it to. God bless you guys, man. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. I'll make sure I'll put that video down at the bottom. It's about an hour long. It's made by the, I think it's like Jeremiah Group. It's an older video back from like the late 70s or early 80s. Actually, no, I think it's like not that. I don't think so. I think it's like the 90s, man, because it's talking about the internet. But basically, you guys, it's a good flick, a lot of information. And what's funny is that the sister tells me about this today, but yesterday I was speaking with my auntie about some things, and she brings up these videos, a different video made by this same company, man, that I'm going to check out, and I'll let you guys know about that one too. But God bless you guys. Watch the video. It's some good stuff. It's good knowledge. God loves you. I love you. I hope you love God too. If you don't love God yet, keep watching these videos. Keep talking to me. Let me know. Hit me up if you've got problems. If you have anything you want to discuss, we'll go over them, bro. I want to just build you up and edify you in the love of Christ. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.